Hello everyone and welcome to Journey with the Kellers. My name is Amanda Keller and today we are back in the Keller kitchen. So today we are going to be making something from the Unofficial Elf cookbook. Now this is the one by Brighton Taylor because there is another one of basically the same title by another writer. So what we're going to do today is we are going to make Arctic Puffin pancakes, okay? So I have already put 3/4 of a cup of water in here and gotten it to boil, so I'm just heating it back up. Now, first thing you're going to do is we're going to make the sugared cranberries, okay? And so to make this, you're going to bring 3/4 of a cup of water up to a boil. You're going to have this on high heat, and then you're going to add in a cup of sugar, okay? You're going to leave it on high heat. And you're just going to keep stirring this for about 1 minute until the sugar is dissolved, okay? So let me get that done and I'll be back as soon as all the sugar is dissolved and we'll add the next ingredients. Okay, you guys, so our water is all nice and dissolved in here so that it looks pretty clear now, it's not foggy. So now what you're gonna do is you are gonna add in 2/3 of a cup of fresh orange juice. Then also 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice. Okay, got that. Then you're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of orange zest. And I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because we're gonna be turning it down anyways. Okay, so 1 tablespoon. It's supposed to be finely minced orange juice. I just grated it real well with a grater. Okay, then you're also going to do 1 teaspoon of, let's see, is it ground cardamom? Yes, so 1 teaspoon of ground cardamom. Here we go. Then we're gonna do 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Now, if you don't have a 1/8 measuring spoon, which I don't on this set, you're just gonna use about 1/2 of the 1/4. Okay. Oops, that's a little too less. There we go. Okay, so some nutmeg in there. And then you're also going to add in, oh, not yet. Okay, so we're not doing this last part yet. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and stir this. You're gonna cover it, reduce the heat to a medium, and bring it to a simmer, okay? Which I think mine is already doing, but let's make sure here once we get it. Yeah, see, mine is already simmering. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this last part, which is we're gonna add 1 cup of cranberries, fresh cranberries to this. Let me grab up my cranberries here. There we go. Okay, so you're gonna put that in there. And then you're going to go ahead and reduce the heat. It says to a medium high, which is weird because we were already on a medium. So why would that be reducing it? I'm not really sure. But anyways, so you're going to go ahead and simmer this, bring it up to a simmer and simmer it for about 1 minute. So I will go ahead and let those simmer and then I will be back to show you guys what we do next. Okay, you guys, so once you've got these all nice and simmered, you can go ahead and turn off the heat. And I'm not sure if you can see these or not, but a lot of my cranberries kind of like made a popping noise and kind of popped open. So that's kind of making it so the cranberry juice and stuff can mix in there too. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes to kind of cool off, okay? Once it's sat for its 10 minutes, you're gonna go ahead and strain it through like a sieve into either, I'm using a glass bowl, but it says to use a glass measuring cup. So whatever you got that's kind of heat proof enough to handle it, okay? So you're gonna let that sit for 10 minutes, then strain it and just put the syrupy stuff in the glass bowl. And then you're going to let that cool for 30 minutes, okay? The syrup itself. Now, the syrup can be stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks. So you can make this quite a bit in advance if you want before making the pancakes, okay? And you can also use this syrup as like a flavoring as well. So you can add it to sodas and stuff to kind of make like a little cranberry flavoring. So that's pretty cool too, okay? Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna have these cranberries in here. So you're gonna take the cranberries, you're going to lay them out on a baking sheet with some parchment paper, and you're gonna let those cranberries dry out. So it says you wanna make sure that they're not touching, and then you're gonna let them dry for about 30 minutes, okay? And then you're going to roll those cranberries in 1/2 cup of sugar, okay? Once you've rolled them in the half a cup of sugar, you can transfer them back to the baking sheet and let them dry for another hour. And then those cranberries, you can have them in an airtight container for 3 days at room temperature, okay? So you're gonna strain your syrup into like a glass bowl or a glass measuring cup or something. Let it, after it's sat for 10 minutes. So let this sit for 10 minutes once you turn the heat off. Strain it into something glass, let it cool for 30 minutes. Then you can store it in an airtight container in the refrigerator for 2 weeks. The cranberries, you're gonna lay them out so they're not touching on a baking sheet with parchment paper. Then you're going to let them dry for about 30 minutes. Then roll them in a half a cup of sugar. Put them back on the baking sheet, again, not touching, and let them dry for another hour, okay? Then you can store those in an airtight container for up to 3 days at room temperature, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get all of that done. Once that is all done, I will come back and show you guys how we're gonna make the pancakes, okay? So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, you guys, so I got the sugared cranberries done, and they are sitting here getting ready for, or drying out for their hour-long time. The syrup is already in the fridge, and you don't actually use the syrup for this, although you probably could if you really wanted to. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna do is make the pancakes, okay? So what you're gonna do, first of all, is you are going to take a bowl with a sifter, and what you're gonna put in here is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. So we got 1 and 2. And then you're also gonna add to this, let's see, your baking powder, which you need 4 teaspoons of baking powder. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? And then you need 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, okay? So just 1 of those. There we go. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and just sift this all together. One chunk that doesn't want to go through here. There we go. Okay, so once you get that all sifted together, you're just gonna set this to the side for a minute. Now, for this, for the pancakes, it does say that it wants you to use a stand mixer. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna mix it by hand. I don't really think it's necessary to get a stand mixer out for this. So, but I am gonna get a whisk here. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. Now, if you wanna use the stand mixer, I will give you the stand mixer instructions, and I'll just be doing it by hand. You are going to need, which I forgot to tell you, 1 large egg at room temperature. So you'll need to set that out for a little bit before you make these, okay? So in the bowl of the stand mixer, on medium speed, you are going to whisk together this 1 egg and then 1/4 of a cup of granulated sugar, okay? Put that in there. And you're going to whisk that until, basically just until it's whisked together. It doesn't give it any other instructions, okay? Make sure we get it all nice and whisked in, okay? There we go. All right, then to this, you are going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So we have 1. And 2, okay? And then also, let's see. Oh, I keep looking up at the syrup instructions by accident. Okay, also you're gonna add in 1.5 cups of 2% milk, okay? Add that in. And then you're gonna whisk this some more until it's frothy. It says it'll take about 1 minute, but Usually, I think it gets frothy. It's already frothy. So it gets frothy pretty quick usually. Okay. And I'm just whisking it a little bit longer because I want to make sure I got everything mixed in together. Okay. So once you got that nice and frothy, you're going to go ahead and add in your salt, which you need a half a teaspoon of sea salt. And if you have watched my videos before, I've said it once, I'll say it again. I don't buy different kinds of salt. I just use regular granulated salt. If you guys want to use sea salt, that's fine with me. Okay, so a half a teaspoon of salt, and then a half a cup of vegetable oil. Okay. And I think this is canola oil. Yes, it is, but that's okay. Canola oil will work as well. All right. So now, I'm going to go ahead and mix that all in. Now, you're going to start adding your dry ingredients that you sifted together in. Try to like whisk it and put a little bit in at a time and just keep stirring it, okay? I know this part here would be easier with the stand mixer, but you know, you can probably figure it out. If you have to set the bowl down, then set the bowl down in between each time that you add it, okay? But if you want to use the mixer, then just slowly add it in while it continues stirring it together, okay? And you want it to be almost smooth once you get done mixing this. It is going to have some lumps, and that is fine. Okay. Go. Make sure we get the sides of the bowl scraped down. Okay. There we go. Looking good. Okay, so here we have it. It's pretty much almost smooth. You can see tiny little lumps in there, but for the most part, it is smooth. Okay, so now here comes the part where we're going to cook it. So you can either use a skillet or a griddle. For this one, it says to pour about a tablespoon of vegetable oil into a hot skillet, tilting the pan around to distribute it. I am just going to use spray oil. You guys can use the oil if you want. That's fine with me. That's up to you. Okay. And then you're going to pour about a quarter of a cup of batter. You need to space them about 1 inch apart. So how many ever you can fit in the skillet and still have about 1 inch of space in between, or on the griddle, whichever one you're using. And you're going to cook them until bubbles form around the edges, and then a lot of bubbles kind of form in the middle. Then you'll just quickly put a spatula under them and flip them over, okay? And then cook them on the other side until they're golden brown. And then you're just gonna put them on a platter while you cook all the rest, okay? If you want to try to keep them warm, you wanna go ahead and like put aluminum foil over them. Now the one thing that it does give in here, which I've never seen before, it tells you that about halfway through the cooking of the pancakes, to wipe down the pan with a paper towel soaked in vegetable oil. And that will clean the pan and avoid burnt pancakes. Now, I have never had somebody tell me, or a recipe tell me that before. So I might try that, because I know a lot of times while I'm cooking, the longer the pan is going, the quicker they get done. And sometimes they burn on the outside before they're done on the inside. Now, also my thing is I keep turning down the heat as I go along. Because that kind of helps the pan not get super hot. So I might start it out on like a medium heat and then keep slowly turning it down with each set of pancakes. And eventually I may even get to a low heat depending on how many pancakes I make, okay? All right, so now I'll get these all done and cooked up, and then when I come back, I will show you how to serve them, and we will try one and see how it tastes, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these cooked up, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, you guys, so they are all done. Here they are. They look great. They come out nice and thick. They make a pretty good thick pancake, okay? All right, so now what you do to serve them is you're gonna stack 3 on top of each other. Now, unfortunately, I, for some reason, am out of whipped topping. I'm guessing somebody used it all. That's okay. Okay, so you would usually stack the 3 on top, put some canned whipped topping up here, a little bit of it, and then you would put 5 sugared cranberries. 2, 3. They would stay on better with the whipped topping. So there's 5 sugar cranberries on there. And then you would just take a little bit of powdered sugar and dust that over top to serve it, okay? And then you can eat it. Now, if you wanted to, you could probably put that syrup on here that we made as well. You could put anything on it you want. But it is really cute with the little sugar cranberries on top there, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna give one of these. Let's just take, I just wanna see if I can pull a tiny piece off. There we go, this one will work. And let's give these a try. Surprisingly, it's a little bit sweeter than what I'm used to from pancakes. A lot of times, pancakes don't taste real sweet to me, but these are actually got a little hint of sweetness to them, so that's kind of nice. Okay, you guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Like and subscribe if you like, or don't if you don't. Everyone have a good day. Enjoy your cooking. Keep your kitchen messy, and we'll see you later. Bye.